My child, do not skip this. Please pause just for a moment. I know the world around you is loud, rushing, and pulling your attention in 1,000 different directions, but this specific message did not reach you by accident. Before you scroll away, before you let another distraction pull you back into the heavy cycle of your daily worries, listen carefully to my voice. God is speaking to you today, and I need you to hear this with an open heart. I see the invisible weight you have been carrying on your shoulders. I know how exhausted your spirit has become. Even when you smile and tell everyone around you that you are fine, I see the truth hidden behind your eyes. I was there during those long, quiet nights when you stared at the ceiling, feeling completely overwhelmed by the silent battles you fight alone. You did not have to say a single word out loud. Your heart was crying out to me, and I heard every single beat of it. You have been asking me, Lord, do you still see me? Have you forgotten about my prayers? Why is my waiting season so incredibly long? Hear me now. I have never looked away from you, not even for a second. Your tears were never wasted, and your pain was never ignored. What you have been calling a season of silence, I call a season of deep preparation. You thought I was distant, but I was actually standing closer than your very breath, shielding you from storms you could not see. The enemy wants you to believe that your delay is a denial, that you have been left behind while everyone else moves forward. Do not believe those lies. They are designed to steal your miracle right before it arrives. Your breakthrough is so much closer than you think. The doors that have remained stubbornly closed are about to be blown wide open by my grace. But I need you to stay with me. Do not walk away just before the dawn breaks. I am gathering the broken pieces of your hope and forging them into a testimony that will shake the very foundations of your doubts. Rest in my presence right now. Breathe out the anxiety that has been suffocating your peace. You are my beloved child, chosen, cherished, and deeply protected. The shift you have been desperately praying for is already in motion. Heaven is aligning in your favor. Just stay still, listen, and let my love wash over your tired soul today. I know how tired you are of waiting. I see how you have watched others step into their seasons of joy and harvest, while you felt stuck in the shadows, wondering when it would finally be your turn. You have smiled for them, celebrated with them, and clapped for their victories, even while your own heart was secretly breaking. You thought I didn't notice that quiet strength, that beautiful display of faith, but I saw every single moment. I saw the tears you quickly wiped away when you thought no one was looking. I felt the heavy sighs you released when you closed your bedroom door at night. You have asked yourself, did I do something wrong? Did I miss the path God laid out for me? My precious child, you have not missed your path, and you have done nothing to make me turn my back on you. The delay you are experiencing is not a punishment. Let me say that again so it settles deeply into your spirit. This waiting season is not a punishment. It is a period of profound preparation. You see, when a tree is destined to grow tall and weather the fiercest storms, its roots must first grow deep into the dark, unseen places of the earth. For a long time, nothing appears to be happening on the surface. To the outside world, it looks like barren ground. But underneath, in the quiet and the dark, an anchor is being fiercely formed. That is exactly what I have been doing within you. I have been deepening your roots. I have been fortifying your spirit so that when I hand you the massive blessing I have prepared, it will not crush you, and the storms of life will not be able to uproot it. The people who walked away during this season, I allowed them to leave to protect your destiny. The doors that slammed shut in your face, I locked them because they led to rooms that were entirely too small for the calling I have placed upon your life. Do not mourn the losses of this past season, for they were absolutely necessary to make room for the incredible abundance that is coming. Your character was being refined in the fire, and your faith was being stretched so it could successfully hold the breakthrough that is standing right at your doorstep. Keep trusting me, even when the path is unclear. The silence is finally breaking. Right now, the enemy is trying everything in his power to distract you and pull you away from my presence. He sees the massive breakthrough that is hanging right over your head, and he is absolutely terrified. That is exactly why your mind has been so intensely heavy lately. That is why the anxiety feels suffocating at times, and why the overthinking keeps you awake in the middle of the night, replaying every mistake and every fear. The enemy knows he cannot stop what I have planned for you, so he is desperately trying to make you stop yourself. He is whispering lies into your spirit, telling you that it is simply too late, that you are too broken, and that you have permanently missed your window of opportunity. He wants you to look at your current circumstances and feel nothing but absolute despair. But I'm telling you today, do not listen to the voice of fear. Fear is a liar, and it is not your future. You have been engaged in a fierce, unseen spiritual battle, and I know it has left you feeling completely drained. You have felt attacked on every side, in your finances, in your relationships, in your health, and especially in your mind. But you must understand a profound spiritual truth. The intensity of this current battle is a direct reflection of the absolute magnitude of your upcoming blessing. The enemy does not attack empty vessels. He attacks those who are carrying a heavy anointing, a divine purpose, and a promised harvest. The very fact that you are facing such immense resistance is the greatest proof that you are standing on the edge of a monumental victory. I was holding you close when you thought you would break under the immense pressure. You survived the darkest, loneliest nights, not because you were strong enough on your own, but because my hand was upon you, sustaining you when you had absolutely nothing left to give. So I'm asking you to stand firm just a little while longer, my child. Do not lay down your faith now. Do not let the temporary, swirling illusions of defeat blind you to the eternal reality of my unshakable promises. I'm about to expose every single lie that has kept you bound in anxiety. I'm silencing the inner critic that constantly tells you that you are not enough. Listen to me very closely, because what I am about to do next will shift your entire perspective and change the trajectory of your life. You are on the absolute precipice of a profound transformation, and the heavy chains that have held you back for years are already beginning to rust and shatter. Keep your eyes fixed on me, because the turning point you have been begging for is unfolding in the spiritual realm right at this very second. Listen to me, my beautiful child. The world has tried to place so many heavy and unfair labels on you. People, circumstances, and even your own inner thoughts have tried to tell you that you are a failure, that you are simply not enough, or that your best days are permanently behind you. But I'm here to strip away every single one of those false identities today. You are not defined by your past mistakes. You are not defined by the relationships that failed, and you are certainly not defined by the doors that were shut in your face. I call you chosen. I call you worthy. I call you deeply and unconditionally loved. The enemy desperately wants you to identify with your trauma, to wear your pain like a heavy, suffocating cloak. But I am offering you a garment of praise in exchange for that heavy spirit. I am meticulously washing away the shame and the guilt that you have been carrying for far too long. I know that your heart feels like it has been shattered into a million tiny pieces. You have looked at the fragments of your broken dreams and thought they were beyond repair. But I am the master builder, and I am the God of complete restoration. What was stolen from you will be restored, and I am bringing it back multiplied. I am gathering every broken piece of your heart and carefully putting them back together, sealing the cracks with my infinite grace. You thought those quiet tears you cried in the dark were just falling onto empty ground. But I tell you now, those tears were never wasted. They were watering the seeds of your greatest harvest. Every moment of suffering was acting as a powerful refinement, preparing you to hold a weight of glory that you cannot yet comprehend. The pain you survived was shaping you, not destroying you. A profound shift is happening in the atmosphere around you right now. Can you feel it? The cold, bitter winter of your waiting season is finally melting away, making room for the vibrant spring of your breakthrough. A new season is about to begin, and it is going to unfold with such speed and beauty that it will leave you completely breathless. The blessings I am releasing over your life will overtake you. I am opening doors that no human hand can ever shut, and I am aligning divine connections that will accelerate your journey in ways you never thought possible. What was delayed was absolutely not denied. So lift up your head, my child. Dry your eyes and take a deep, cleansing breath. You are stepping out of the wilderness and crossing the threshold into your promised land. The dawn is breaking, and your restoration is here. As you stand on the edge of this incredible new chapter, I have a very specific instruction for you, my child. You must release the heavy baggage of the past before you cross this threshold. I know how deeply they hurt you. I know how unfair the betrayal felt, and I know how much it cost you to keep loving when your heart was continually broken. But you cannot carry the heavy stones of bitterness resentment, or unforgiveness into the beautiful palace I have prepared for you. I need you to completely let go of the what-ifs, the regrets, and the anger that have anchored you to your past. Forgive those who misunderstood you. Forgive those who walked away when you needed them the most. And most importantly, forgive yourself for the mistakes you made while you were simply trying to survive. I have already forgiven you, and my grace is more than sufficient to cover every single misstep. I am doing a completely new thing, but you must make room for it in your heart. When you hold on to old wounds, you leave no space for the fresh oil of my anointing. Let me heal the scars that nobody else sees. Let me wash away the memories of failure that the enemy constantly tries to replay in your mind. From this moment forward, I want you to guard your heart with fierce intentionality. Do not let the noise of the world or the toxic opinions of others dictate your peace. When the enemy tries to whisper that you are falling behind, I want you to boldly declare that you are walking perfectly in step with the Creator of the universe. I want you to tune out the distractions and tune in to my still, small voice. I am already ahead of you, meticulously orchestrating every detail of your tomorrow. I am setting up divine appointments, aligning resources, and moving the hearts of people who will be instrumental in your next season. You do not need to figure out the entire staircase. You only need to trust me enough to take the very next step. The heavy lifting is not yours to do. Your only assignment right now is to remain in a posture of faith, expectancy, and deep rest. Stop striving. Stop trying to force doors open that I have gently closed for your protection. The doors I'm about to open for you will not require you to push, manipulate, or exhaust yourself. They will open effortlessly, and you will walk through them with a profound sense of peace, knowing that it was my hand alone that made the way. Keep your spirit open, for the manifestation of my promise is closer than your next breath. My precious child, you have spent so much of your life trying to prove your worth to people who were never equipped to understand your value. You have bent over backward, pouring from an empty cup, desperately trying to earn the love, respect, and validation that you thought you needed to survive. And when those people walked away, or when they failed to see the beautiful light you carry, you internalized that rejection. You looked in the mirror and whispered to yourself that you must be flawed, that you must be the reason things always seem to fall apart. Today, I am pulling that heavy, toxic root of rejection entirely out of your spirit. You do not need to perform for my love. You do not need to prove your worth to me, because your worth was eternally established the very moment I breathed life into your lungs. You are not an afterthought. You are not a burden. You are my masterpiece, meticulously crafted and deeply desired. I see the quiet moments that absolutely no one else sees. I see the times you sat in your parked car just to have a few minutes of silence before facing the overwhelming demands of your day. I see the moments you hid your tears in the shower, feeling like you were completely suffocating under the heavy weight of your daily responsibilities. I want you to know that I was sitting right there with you in that car. I was comforting you in those moments of absolute exhaustion. You have never been alone in your suffering. The world may have made you feel invisible, but to me, you are the absolute center of my attention. I am about to flip the script of your life in a way that will leave your enemies completely speechless. The very things that were sent to break your spirit are now being used as the stepping stones to elevate you into your divine purpose. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten, the financial drain, the emotional exhaustion, the sleepless nights. I am replacing them with a double portion of peace, joy, and unimaginable abundance. The tables are turning in your favor, and the season of constantly scraping by, constantly surviving, and constantly feeling like you are one step away from ruin is officially coming to an end. I am establishing you on solid, unshakable ground. Breathe in my profound peace today, and let go of the heavy expectation that you have to fix everything yourself. I am the Lord of the breakthrough, and I am stepping into your situation right now to fight the battles you no longer have the strength to fight. My child, I know that right now, the very idea of hoping again feels incredibly dangerous to you. You have hoped so many times before, only to be met with crushing disappointment. You've built up your expectations, only to watch them crumble into dust. Because of this, you have built high, thick walls around your heart. You have convinced yourself that it is safer to expect the worst, safer to settle for the bare minimum. Because if you do not expect anything good, you cannot be let down when it fails to arrive. But I am asking you today to do something incredibly brave. I am asking you to dare to hope one more time. I am not like the people who made grand promises to you and then walked away when things got difficult. I am not a God who lies, and I absolutely do not abandon my children in the middle of their story. The severe disappointment of your past was not a reflection of my love for you. It was the necessary closing of doors that was simply never meant to hold your future. But what I am bringing to you now is so perfectly aligned with your destiny that it will entirely erase the sting of every past failure. I need you to keep your heart soft. Do not let the harshness of this world or the betrayal of those you trusted turn you bitter or cynical. The enemy desperately wants you to become hard, cold, and closed off, because a closed heart cannot fully receive the immense magnitude of the blessing I am currently pouring out, even if all you have left is a tiny, fragile seed of hope. Give it to me. A single microscopic seed of hope, when placed firmly in my hands, can quickly grow into a magnificent garden of complete restoration. I am gently breathing life back into the dreams you buried long ago. I am resurrecting the passions and the calling you thought were permanently dead. You're about to step into a vibrant season where my unmerited favor goes before you like a heavy shield. You will begin to experience a quiet, undeniable peace that makes absolutely no sense to the people around you. It is a profound peace that does not depend on the balance in your bank account, your relationship status, or the chaotic circumstances of the world. It is a peace that comes from knowing, deep within your bones, that the Creator of the universe is actively and fiercely fighting for you. The exhausting days of simply surviving, of barely keeping your head above the rushing water, are coming to an abrupt end. I am transitioning you from a weary season of surviving into a glorious season of thriving. Lift your eyes, my beloved, for the light is breaking. My child, I want you to understand something very deeply today about the nature of my timing. You look at the calendar, you count the days, the months, and sometimes the years, and you feel a mounting sense of panic. You wonder if time is simply running out for you, if the best parts of your life have already slipped through your fingers. But I am not bound by human time, and I do not operate on the world's frantic, exhausting schedule. When I seem to be delaying, it is never out of cruelty or forgetfulness. It is always out of profound, fierce protection. If I'd given you the monumental blessing when you first asked for it, you would not have had the spiritual capacity to sustain it. The immense weight of it would have crushed you, and the enemy would have easily snatched it away. I had to build your spiritual muscles. I had to teach you how to stand firm in the darkness so that you would not be blinded when you finally stepped into the brilliant light of your destiny. While you have been waiting, wondering if I was doing anything at all, I have been incredibly busy behind the scenes. Just because you cannot see the physical evidence of my hand moving does not mean I am sitting still. Right now, I am rearranging rooms you have not even entered yet. I am completely removing massive obstacles from paths you have not even walked down. I am strategically placing people in your future who will fiercely protect your heart and champion your calling, replacing those who only drained your spirit. The silence you have been experiencing is not the silence of abandonment. It is the focused, intentional silence of a master craftsman at work. I'm putting the final perfect touches on a masterpiece that will leave you in absolute awe. So do not let the enemy rush you into making decisions out of fear. Do not settle for a temporary cheap fix when I am preparing an eternal, unshakable foundation for you. You do not need to force doors open, and you do not need to beg for a seat at tables where your worth is constantly questioned. I am preparing a grand table specifically for you, right in the presence of those who doubted you. The exhausting season of striving is officially over. The glorious season of divine alignment has begun. Keep your hands open, surrender your timeline completely to me, and watch how beautifully I orchestrate the sudden breakthrough you have been weeping for. My child, I see how fiercely you have been trying to hold everything together. You have been walking through your days carrying a massive, invisible weight, convinced that if you let your guard down for even a single second, everything in your life will completely fall apart. You have become the strong one for everyone else. You are the one people call when they are breaking, the one who offers a shoulder to cry on, and the one who consistently fixes the messes that you did not even make. But in the quietness of your own room, when the door is locked and the world is finally quiet, your own soul feels absolutely crushed under the immense pressure. You have whispered, "Lord, who is going to hold me? Who is going to carry my burdens when I have absolutely nothing left to give?" Hear my voice speaking directly to your weary spirit today. You do not have to carry this alone anymore. I never designed you to carry the weight of the world on your fragile shoulders, and I certainly never intended for you to navigate this heavy season in your own limited strength. I am stepping in right now to lift that crushing burden off of your back. Hand it over to me. Hand over the financial stress, the relationship anxiety, the fear of the unknown future, and the overwhelming feeling that you are constantly falling behind. I am the God who commands the winds and the waves, and I am more than capable of managing the chaotic details of your life. When you feel like you cannot take another step, I want you to completely collapse into my grace. You do not have to be strong today. You do not have to have all the answers figured out, and you do not need to pretend that everything is perfect. It is entirely okay to admit that you are exhausted. In your profound weakness, my perfect strength is made fully manifest. The breakthrough you are desperately waiting for will not come because you finally worked hard enough, worried long enough, or planned perfectly enough. It is going to come because you finally surrendered completely. I am pouring fresh supernatural strength into your spirit right now. I am reviving your exhausted mind and bringing a deep restorative rest to your physical body. The heavy season of striving is over, my beloved. Let me carry you effortlessly into the victory that I have already secured for you. My child, as you finally release that heavy burden into my hands, I want you to prepare your heart for the suddenness of what is coming next. You have grown so accustomed to the slow, agonizing crawl of survival that you have forgotten what divine acceleration looks like. You have conditioned your mind to expect continuous setbacks, exhausting delays, and painful rejections because that has been your daily reality for far too long. But I am telling you today, the season of constant delay is completely over. I'm about to move in your life with a speed and a suddenness that will leave you absolutely astounded. What would normally take a person 10 years of exhausting labor to build, I am going to accomplish in your life in a mere fraction of the time. This is not because of your own striving, but because my unmerited favor is now resting heavily upon you. I have seen how you have quietly worried about your future, especially when you look at your finances, your health, and the practical daily details of your life. You have done the math, you have stared at the limited resources in your hands, and you have concluded that there is simply no logical way out. But you are calculating your future using human mathematics, and I operate entirely in the realm of supernatural multiplication. I am about to open financial doors that will not only sustain your needs, but will allow you to be a massive blessing to others. I am also bringing a profound, restorative healing to your physical body, washing away the sickness, the chronic fatigue, and the intense physical toll that years of stress have taken on you. Do not look at your current bank account, your current medical report, or your current relationship status, and assume that this is how your story permanently ends. The physical evidence right in front of you is entirely temporary, but my spoken word over your life is eternal and unchanging. I am rapidly moving you into a glorious season of overflow. I am actively sending the right people, destiny helpers, who will suddenly step into your life and open massive doors you could never open on your own. Keep your eyes completely focused on me and refuse to look back. The spiritual wind is changing direction. The heavy clouds of despair are finally breaking, and the brilliant golden sunlight of my favor is pouring down on you. Get ready, my child. Your season of sudden, beautiful acceleration is here. My child, I know there have been days when you looked around at your current circumstances, saw absolutely nothing changing, and wondered if you completely misunderstood my voice. You have had moments where you felt entirely foolish for holding on to a promise that seems logically impossible to achieve. The world has looked at your steadfast faith and called it unrealistic. People around you, even those who mean well, have told you to lower your expectations, to be more practical, and to just accept the difficult hand you have been dealt. But I am telling you today, do not let the pragmatic, faithless voices of this world talk you out of the spectacular miracle I am preparing for you. Your faith is not foolishness. It is the very currency of heaven, and it has absolutely captured my attention. I am the God of the impossible, and I specialize in doing things that completely defy human logic. The specific promises I whispered to your spirit in the dark, in those quiet moments of intense prayer, cannot be cancelled by the loud, chaotic noises of your daily life. I did not give you that vision just to mock you. I placed that deep, undeniable desire inside your heart because I fully intend to bring it to pass. But right now, in this crucial moment, right before the physical breakthrough arrives, I need you to do something incredibly powerful. I need you to start praising me in the hallway. Before the door even opens, before the financial situation changes, and before the relationship is restored, I want you to lift your hands in absolute gratitude. Praise is not just a reaction to a completed blessing. It is the ultimate spiritual weapon against the heavy spirit of despair and anxiety that the enemy keeps trying to place on your shoulders. When you choose to praise me in the absolute middle of your fierce storm, you completely confuse the enemy. He fully expects the intense pressure to break you down, to make you bitter, and to cause you to finally walk away from me. But when you lift your voice in worship before the breakthrough physically manifests, you completely shatter his power over your mind. You are shifting the atmosphere of your home. Right now, as you simply decide to trust me despite what your eyes see, I am violently shaking the foundations of the spiritual prisons that have held you and your family captive for years. Generational curses of poverty, sickness, and depression are breaking right now because of your stubborn, beautiful faith. You are not crazy for believing me, my child. You are incredibly brave. Stand tall, let your heart overflow with quiet confidence, and watch how quickly I move on behalf of a child who praises me in the waiting. My child, I want to reveal a profound mystery to you today regarding the intense season of suffering you have just endured. You have cried out to me so many times in the dark, asking, Lord, why did it have to be this incredibly hard? Why did the fire have to burn so intensely? Why did I have to face so much betrayal and loss while others seemed to walk such an easy, carefree path? Listen to me very closely. The fire you walked through was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to permanently forge you into a brilliant weapon of light. The profound pain you survived was not just for your own refinement. It was preparation for a massive kingdom assignment that I have placed exclusively on your life. I am not just going to bless you and leave you to enjoy it in isolation. I'm going to use your miraculous testimony to rescue souls that are currently drowning in the exact same darkness you just escaped. When I bring you out of this wilderness, and you finally step into the glorious abundance I have prepared, people are going to look at your life in absolute awe. They will see the undeniable evidence of my restoration, and they will say, surely God is real, for look at what he has done for them. The deep empathy you developed while you were hurting, the compassion that grew in your heart while you were bleeding, that is the exact healing balm I will use to bind the wounds of the broken people I'm going to send across your path. You are no longer just a survivor. You are a chosen, anointed vessel of my divine grace. You are becoming a lighthouse for those who have lost their way in the storm. The enemy fought you so relentlessly, sending wave after wave of attack against your mind and your family, because he saw the massive spiritual influence you were destined to carry. He was absolutely terrified of who you would become once you realized your true identity. Do not diminish your calling. Do not look at your past mistakes and try to disqualify yourself from the incredibly holy work I am doing through you. I chose you before you were even formed in your mother's womb, knowing every single flaw and every single failure you would ever make. And I still looked at you and said, you are the one. As you step into this new season, I want you to walk with your head held high, not in human arrogance, but in holy confidence. You have been tested in the most brutal fires of affliction, and you have emerged as pure gold. Your voice, which the enemy tried so desperately to silence, is about to become a powerful trumpet of hope for a desperate generation. You are breaking ancient heavy chains, not just for yourself, but for your children and your children's children. The cycle of trauma permanently ends with you, and the beautiful legacy of unmerited favor begins with you right now. My child, as you step out of the wilderness and into this glorious new chapter, there is a profound mental shift that must take place within you. You have lived in survival mode for so long that your mind has become completely hardwired to expect disaster. Even when good things begin to happen, you instinctively brace yourself, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You have been conditioned by past traumas to believe that happiness is only temporary, that peace is just a brief pause before the next devastating storm, and that you do not truly deserve to live a life free from constant, heavy struggle. Today, I am entirely dismantling that poverty mindset and that trauma response. I need you to learn how to receive my blessings without guilt, without suspicion, and without the paralyzing fear that it will all be suddenly snatched away from you. When I bless you, my child, I do not add sorrow to it. My gifts do not come with hidden traps or expiration dates. The enemy is going to try to whisper in your ear that this breakthrough is too good to be true. He will try to convince you that you are somehow unworthy of the incredible favor that is about to flood your life. He wants you to self-sabotage, to shrink back into the familiar shadows of your pain, because the brilliant light of your new reality absolutely terrifies him. But you must firmly reject those lies. You are worthy because the blood of my Son has made you completely worthy. Your past mistakes do not disqualify you from the magnificent future I have meticulously designed for you. I want you to take a deep breath right now and give yourself permission to be genuinely happy. Give yourself permission to dream again without placing human limits on what I can do. The season of constantly looking over your shoulder, waiting for the next attack, is officially over. I have built a thick, impenetrable hedge of protection around you, your family, and everything that concerns your destiny. No weapon formed against you will ever prosper, and every tongue that rises in judgment against you will be completely silenced. As you walk forward into this uncharted territory of abundance, I want you to walk with the quiet, unshakable confidence of a royal child who knows exactly who their father is. I am expanding your territory, increasing your capacity, and teaching your weary heart how to truly rest in the absolute certainty of my eternal love. The days of mourning are behind you. The days of overwhelming joy are here. My child, the breakthrough I am bringing into your life is not just for you. I want you to understand the absolute magnitude of what is about to happen. You have prayed so fervently for your own deliverance, for your own peace of mind, but the blessing I am actively releasing is going to overflow the edges of your life and completely saturate everyone connected to you. Your family, your children, and even generations that have not yet been born will eat from the abundant harvest of the faith you are planting in tears today. You have broken deep generational curses of lack, sickness, and brokenness simply by choosing to trust me in the dark. Because you stood firm when those before you fell, because you chose faith when your bloodline chose fear, I am making you the pioneer of a brand new, glorious legacy. The incredible favor that is about to rest upon you will become a massive umbrella of protection and provision for your entire household. This is exactly why the enemy fought so incredibly hard to keep you bound in depression and anxiety. He knew that if you ever realized the true, staggering power of your prayers, his strongholds over your family would be completely decimated, and he was absolutely right. His time of tormenting your mind and your loved ones is up. Right now, I want you to start actively preparing your environment for the massive blessing that is on its way. Clear out the physical and spiritual clutter. Stop speaking words of defeat and despair over your home. I need your daily vocabulary to match your divine destiny. Do not say, "We will never get out of this debt," or "I will always feel this broken." No! You must declare with absolute authority that your household is blessed, that your mind is completely healed, and that your future is incredibly bright. Your words are powerful containers of life, and I need you to start speaking life over the dry bones of your current circumstances. I am actively aligning the hearts of the people around you. I am gently removing those who are secretly jealous of your calling, and I am bringing in divine connections that will elevate your spirit and push you toward your ultimate purpose. Do not mourn the sudden departures of people you thought would be with you forever. Some people can only handle the wounded wilderness version of you. They simply do not have the spiritual capacity to walk with the healed, promised land version of you. Let them go in absolute peace and keep your eyes completely fixed on the horizon. The ground beneath your feet is already shifting. The heavy spiritual atmosphere in your home is already clearing, making way for absolute tranquility. I am pouring out a fresh, sweet oil of gladness over your life right at this very second. Stand up straight, take a deep breath, and get ready, because the heavens have officially opened over your life. My beloved child, we have walked a long journey together through this message, and now we are standing at the absolute finish line of your waiting season. You did not find this video by pure accident, and you did not stay until this very final moment by chance. This was a divine appointment, a holy meeting meticulously scheduled by my hand before the foundation of the world. Look at how far you have come. Look at the immense storms you have survived. The very fact that you are still here, that your heart is still beating, and that you are still seeking. My voice is the absolute proof that the enemy could not destroy you. He threw his absolute best weapons at you: depression, anxiety, financial ruin, and deep betrayal. But you are still standing. You emerge from the furnace not smelling like smoke, but shining brightly like pure gold. Now the final door is opening, and the magnificent future I promised you is fully unfolding. I want you to step boldly out of the dark shadows of your past and step completely into the brilliant light of your divine destiny. Do not hesitate, do not doubt, and do not look back at the wilderness behind you. The old chapter of your life is officially closed, and I am currently turning the page to a beautiful, bright new story filled with overwhelming joy, unshakable peace, and unimaginable abundance. From this moment forward, you will walk in the fullness of my unmerited favor. The blessings of heaven will chase you down and completely overtake you in every single area of your life. I am guarding your heart, I am protecting your household, and I am establishing your legacy forever. Before you leave this sacred moment of prayer, I invite you to take one final deep action of faith. Do not carry this prophetic word in isolation. Step out of the lonely shadows and join our global sanctuary of like-minded believers through the exclusive link provided in the description and the pinned comment below. By entering this protected community prayer wall, you are connecting your voice with a global family that speaks the powerful language of faith. Share your heavy burdens, post your urgent prayer requests, and plant your seed of faith in fertile ground. As you freely give to support this divine mission to save lost souls, watch how beautifully and rapidly I multiply what you let go of, opening the absolute windows of heaven over your destiny. The breakthrough you have been weeping for is already yours. Take a deep breath, rejoice, and type Amen to claim your miracle today. We finish this journey together, and your abundant future begins right now.